You want to write a blog post, a LinkedIn article, or a piece of content that actually ranks on Google. So where do you start? Most people just start writing, and then wonder why no one finds it. The ones who know better turn to tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush, but those cost anywhere from $100 to $400 a month. Not exactly an option for most small business owners. So you're left doing it manually on Google, which works, but takes hours and requires you to know what you're even looking for. What if you could get a complete keyword intelligence report, built specifically around the content you're about to write, in under 60 seconds, for free? Here's the reality. Professional SEO tools like Ahrefs and SEMrush are powerful, but they're priced for agencies and large teams. For a small business owner or independent consultant, that subscription just doesn't make sense. So the alternative is Google. Typing in your topic, scanning autocomplete suggestions, opening competitor pages one by one, trying to figure out what's ranking and why, and guessing at what your audience is actually searching for. Done properly, that process takes 4 to 6 hours, and most people still aren't sure they got it right. That's exactly what Keyword Research Pro in TurboAgents was built for, and this should be your starting point every single time you sit down to write content you want to rank. Before you write a blog post, before you draft a LinkedIn article, start here first. Give it one seed keyword, your industry, and your target region, and it returns a full SEO intelligence report covering core keywords, long-tail clusters, user intent questions, competitive content gaps, and a strategic executive summary. Everything you need to write content that actually gets found. Let me show you with a real example. Say I'm a B2B SaaS company in India and I want to write content around AI and consulting, a topic that's hot right now but also very competitive. First, seed keyword. I type AI and consulting, that's my anchor term, the core idea behind the content I'm planning to write. Next, industry. I'll enter B2B SaaS. This tells the tool which competitive lens to apply. The keyword landscape for a SaaS company looks very different from a recruitment firm or a law practice. Then region. I'm putting India, so all the search volumes, competitor rankings, and trend signals are calibrated for the Indian market specifically. That's it. 3 fields. Hit generate keywords and watch what comes back. The tool is now scanning keyword semantics, mapping seasonal trends, identifying high-value long-tail signals, and auditing competitor content gaps. About 30 seconds, and here's the full report. The first thing you see is the strategic executive summary, and this alone is worth paying attention to. For AI and consulting in India, the tool has immediately identified that Tier 1 global consultancies like McKinsey, TCS, and Deloitte dominate the top-of-funnel broad informational queries. But there's a real vulnerability at the bottom of the funnel: localized, transactional queries around implementation, ROI, and India-specific compliance like the DPDP Act. B2B SaaS providers can capture significant market share by targeting lower difficulty long-tail keywords in the KD 25 to 40 range. That's your content opportunity, spelled out in plain language. You'd spend half a day arriving at that insight manually. Next is the strategic core keywords table. AI and consulting comes back at 3,600 monthly searches with a KD of 68%. That's red, very competitive, and McKinsey sits at number 1. AI Consulting Services India is at 1,200 searches, 54% KD amber, more winnable, with TCS ranking first. AI for business consultants in 50 searches at 48% KD and is tagged as rising, a strong signal. And B2B SaaS AI consulting at 450 searches and 42% KD is flagged as a Q4 peak opportunity. That's the kind of signal that tells you where to focus your content effort right now. Section 2 is the high-intent long-tail cluster, and this is where your content strategy comes to life. How generative AI is changing management consulting. 350 searches, 38% KD, rising trend. That's green territory. Dominated by Deloitte at number 1, which means it's absolutely rankable for a focused B2B SaaS player. Best AI SaaS tools for independent consultants in India. 250 searches, 28% KD, and AI automation strategies for boutique consulting firms at 150 searches. These aren't massive volumes, but people searching these phrases are ready to buy or ready to act. Write your content around these, and you're writing for the right audience. Section 3 is user intent analysis. The people also ask questions your audience is already typing into Google. Things like, will AI replace management consultants? How are consulting firms in India using generative AI? What are the best AI tools for business consultants? And what is the ROI of AI in B2B SaaS consulting? Every one of these is a blog subheading, an FAQ entry, or a LinkedIn post waiting to happen. You don't have to guess what your audience wants to know. It's right here. Section 4 is the competitive content gap analysis. 3 gaps identified. ROI and pricing models for AI consulting in the Indian mid-market, high priority, because global competitors focus strictly on enterprise case studies and ignore India's massive SME segment. Step-by-step Gen AI integration guides for boutique B2B SaaS consultants. Also high priority, because the Big Four dominate high-level strategy but publish nothing tactical for smaller agencies. And data privacy and DPDP Act compliance for AI consulting SaaS. Medium priority, because international competitors are ranking with GDPR content, leaving a local compliance gap wide open. These are your content briefs. Specific, prioritized, and backed by actual gap analysis. When you're done, hit export and the full report downloads as a formatted Word document, ready to share with your content team or drop straight into your editorial calendar. So let's put this in perspective. Ahrefs starts at $129 a month. SEMrush starts at $139. And even with those tools, pulling this level of structured insight still takes hours of your time. What you just saw took under 60 seconds, with no subscription, no learning curve, and no manual Google digging. If you're producing content 3 or 4 times a month, that's 12 to 24 hours of keyword research saved every single month. And every piece of content you write from here is targeting the right keywords from the start, not optimized as an afterthought. Next time you sit down to write a blog, an article, or a LinkedIn post, start here first. Try Keyword Research Pro inside TurboAgents. Start free at turboagents.ai.